So good afternoon to the 7 viewers. Let's wait for the others so before we start. We will only have 1 hour discussion this afternoon. We will just discuss the previous activities that you've submitted. Yes, good afternoon. When you're writing your name, please write your section. For example, Henizel Gonzalez, be a scream one day for you to be recognized. Because as we go along with this live, I will be also checking your attendance.
Yan, sir, na naki-send na earlier kung sure na kayo para di na kamo. Oh.
I'll be sending handouts via group chat. So we have 21 online, 21 students, I guess. Please write your name on the comment box. That will serve as your attendance, your name and your section. Like Jalal Tumara BS Cream 1B. Yes, that's right. So there are 18. Ay, ugali. So, ano ko Monday? So we will wait for the others for 5 minutes. Yes, 5 minutes would be enough. So again, let me remind you with your activity, the Venn diagram. So di ba, sabi ko, just rely on the readings. But I didn't say na kopyahin nyo lahat kung ano nakasulat sa readings. Yun ang kopyahin nyo. Just get the idea and use your own words. Marami ako nakita doon yung iba nag-copy pa sa internet. Just explain. O yung iba, I appreciate others who made their activity in bullet type. So that's good. Yes, good afternoon. Anyway, yung deadline ng submission ng Venn diagram, the activity 1 will be this afternoon, 5 p.m. So you could still edit them. Yung manapasa nyo if you think they are wrong or you violated our rule. So you could still submit it this afternoon, at least by 5. You still have 3 hours. So I said rely. It doesn't mean that you're going to copy everything. Just rely with the idea, the thought there. But you should use your own words. Makasuhan kayo ng plagiarism yan. So 3 minutes. We'll wait for the others. Kasi yung iba nagmamadali, di ba? I gave you 4 days. Almost 4 days yung time na binigay ko sa inyo to comply or to do the activity. So yung iba, yes, pwede naka-PDF. Any, basta ma-open lang. Then please, di ba sabi ko, huwag mag-chat sa group. Di ba marami na tayong group chat. May group chat sa section, may group chat sa output. Yung iba nag-chat pa rin sa outputs. Di ba no chatting? Yung group chat natin na BS Cream 1B outputs, that's exclusively for your outputs. Dapat huwag kayong mag-dismiss. Kasi yung kuha ng iba, yung mga inquiry ng iba, yung mga submission na nila, hindi ko ma-check. Kasi tabunan ng mga conversation. Yung iba, personal conversation pa. Gani. Lupa tabi ko. So mamaya kung may mag-recite, I will give the link para makapasok kayo sa screen. If I would be asking question, then you have idea. I will give the link here. So pwede kayo mag-recite. Pero kung wala kayong internet connection, mahina. So anyway, optional naman to. Ito, click. So ilalagay ko dito ulit yung ating link. As you click the link, dadalhin kayo niyan sa ating screen and you can, will be shown here. So gamitin nyo yung kuha natin, yung sinend ko na reading sa group chat nyo, yung screenshot, yung scan document. Alright, so I guess everybody is ready. Medyo marami na rin. So before we start, so this is the second meeting we have virtually. So let's have a throwback activity. Klaro ba? Marinig nyo ako? Okay lang ba? Can you hear me clearly? So I'll be giving the link here. So yung gusto magsagot mamaya, just click that. Okay, good. So before we start, let's have a throwback activity natin. So since this afternoon is our lesson 1.2, anyone who can recapitulate what was the previous lesson, just state it in one sentence. Anyone? I'll be giving the link there. It's our activity, it's throwback. Di ba minsan nag-throwback yung mga picture nyo from the past? Now, my question is, or the activity that I'll be giving you is anybody who can recapitulate what was our previous lesson. Yung gusto magsagot, just click the link, yung HTTP StreamYard. Okay. Yan, click that. Anyone? What was our previous lesson? What are the things we've discussed? Or maybe what lesson have you learned from that discussion? Anybody? No one? Anyone who can do the task of, yes, so we have here, Emmeline. Emmeline, yes, Emmeline, where from? Yes, Emmeline?
Sir?
Can you recapitulate what was our previous lesson? You are from what section?
1E, sir.
1E. You are Emeline Cornado, right? 1E.
Apa.
Okay, so what was your previous lesson, Emeline?
About his historical event or the past event.
So what have you learned about that lesson?
I learned in this lesson, sir, is the history is they both give knowledge, sir, and they both study of the past.
Okay, so they study about the past. Thank you so much. You may leave
Okay,
now.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
are
sir.
yes, thank you. Cornado Emeline from section 1E. Okay, the pride of 1E. Okay, thank you. Anyone? Some more answer? Some more answer. So according to Emeline, we've discussed about the definition of history. Okay, next we have here Romar J. Reliazan. Yes. Say something about our previous lesson. You are from what section?
BS Scream 1A, sir.
1A. 1A. Raise the flag of 1A. A as in apple.
Oo, sir.
Okay, your
Last
name
lesson,
is?
sir. Romar J, sir.
Okay, sige, go. Proceed.
Our last lesson that we discussed, sir, is about history, sir. Kung saan siya nanggaling, original word niya from Greek to Latin. Definition niya from Greek, tapos definition niya sa Latin, sir. Napag-usapan natin yun. Tapos, kung paano natin masasabi yung isang bagay is history talaga, sir. Kailangan natin ng mga evidence, proofs, written documents. Yan lang, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very well said, no? You've said about the historical facts. It's about the document that you have to present, no? Para maging isang totoo yung isang bagay. Okay, thank you so much, Romar. Good job. And some more. Still, dalawa na lang. Hintayin ko yung dalawa. Okay, we have Toledo. Toledo, would you like to answer? Okay, Toledo. May-ari ito ng Toledo Med. Okay, wala. May nang signal. Some more
Hello,
answer?
sir.
Okay, Toledo. Yes. Toledo
Sir,
from what section?
1E po.
1E.
Yes,
Toledo 1E. Toledo, Lorraine, right?
Yes, sir.
Lorian? Lorian? Lorian.
Yes po.
Lorian, Lorian.
Lorian po.
Lorian. Okay, Lorian. Proceed.
Sir, kakapindot ko lang po kasi yung question po ba yung natutunan nung lesson last time?
Yes, or anything that you've learned from the past, or say
Okay,
something
sir.
about the previous lesson. Yes.
I have learned for the importance of evidence, sir.
Yes. Some
That
more.
we can never deny the fact that facts will always be supported by evidences, sir. Because having evidence is a big reach for us to tell that a certain idea is a historical facts, ganun, sir. And we should always have an evidence, and we should always look for an evidence. But sir, not not just written evidence, but also oral literatures and any evidence po na validate, ganun, sir.
All right, very well said, Toledo. Yes, that's true. No, everything should be supported by evidence. Okay, thank you so much. And last one, sino pang gustong recite? Say something. Yan ang ating. Very well said. The pride of 1E, Toledo. Very well said. Some more. Last one. Dalawa na lang pala kasi 5 sections kayo under sa akin. So, bigyan ko ng chance every section. So, 2 more. Okay, Balyaras. Yes, Balyaras, good afternoon. You are from what section, Balyaras? What?
Hi po. Po.
1.
I am... Oh my gosh.
From what section? Okay, nag-out si Balyaras. Okay, dalawa na lang. Anybody from the team? From, meron ng 1E, 1A, uh, ano ba ito? Hmm, 1E, meron na 1B. Okay, bumalik si Lapatan muna tayo. Yes, Lapatan. Apatan pala. From what section?
1E, sir.
Wala, Apatan. Oh, what section are you?
From 1E.
From
1E.
E? 1E? Wow, active ang 1E
Yes.
ah. Okay, 1E, yes. Apatan. Mark Lloyd, yes. Say something. Still
Our
there?
lesson last time yes, sir.
Yes, okay.
Ang lesson natin last time, sir, is talks about history and how history become related to us human right now, and also the lesson talks about the importance of evidences and the evidences that may prove that that a certain history event was historical fact. Yun lang, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, very well said. You talk about the importance of evidence, yes. And, okay, sentinta, last one. Yung iba mamaya na lang, marami tayong question. Okay, sentinta, from what section?
Best Cream 1A, sir.
1A, okay. Go on.
Our lesson last time is about history and what are the considerations in writing history. Kasi hindi naman tayo lahat, sir, nakapag-aral talaga. Gaya ng may mga tribo, sir. So, ang way nila
Mhm.
sa paggawa ng history is through mouth. From
Through mouth?
ancestors to their family, to their family. Yes.
Paano nangyari yung
Yun lang,
mouth?
sir.
Paano nangyari yung mouth? Through what?
Sa kwento, sir.
Yes, kwento or oral literature, yes. That's true, no?
From ninuno.
Especially,
Yes, sir. Sa mga kanta,
okay.
sir, sa mga epiko. Yan.
Yes, that's true. Okay, thank you so much, sentinta. Okay, thank you sa mga nag-participate. Yung iba, next na lang. Balyaras, next ka na lang. Okay. So, thank you so much for those who have shared what they have learned and what we have discussed last meeting. So, that's true. We talk about the differences or the different definitions from Latin and Greek. No? Basically, when we talk about history, yes, that's really true. That talks about the study of the past of a certain individual, the past of a certain tribe, country, all the past we have. So that's about history. And the last meeting, we differentiate or we differentiated the definition of Latin from Greek because as we go along, uh, definition changes. No, definition changes. There are some modifications. There are some integration. So basically, history according to the Greek, they said that history is, according to Greek, history is a knowledge acquired through inquiry or investigation. So that's it. No, when you say inquiry, you conduct a study, you conduct interview, observation, investigation, for you to come up with a fact or for you to say or affirm that a certain things is or are really true and they are existing. Whereas according to Latin, they define history, as, history, 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 histo the account of a past of a person or a group of people through written documents and historical evidence. So dito medyo lumalim na yung definition ng history because at this time, it's not about asking questions, it's not about having investigation, but in here, it's already supported by documents. No, it has something to do with the belief of the traditional historian, the mantra, which is no document, no history. Ibig sabihin, pag walang supportive documents to vouch or to say that these things are true, so hindi siya magiging part ng history. That's why we come up with written documents. But there are some problem happened in the past because of war, conflicts, may mga documents na nasunog, nasira, sinira ng mga colonizers. Kaya yung iba, as we go along, naging considerate na yung pag-aaral ng history. This time, historians already accepted oral literature, di ba? Kasi nga, for example, the IP people, di ba? Because most of them, they've never gone in education, no? Wala silang hindi nakapag-aral. Therefore, binalidate na yung oral literature from them to say that or to speak about their existence. Kasi nga wala silang written documents. Walang written documents, walang mga photographs, so walang evidence. Therefore, oral literature, it's a transmission of ideas through mouth, kaya through song, epics, and many more. We also discuss about the integration of other disciplines, di ba? Kaya nga naging malawak na yung pag-aaral ng history. Hindi na siya nag-focus sa pag-aaral ng past or with this oral literature, but this time, pumasok na dito yung mga linguists, no? Linguists, biochemists, archaeologists. So at this time, naging part na sila ng pag-aaral ng history. In what way? Anybody? Paano nakatulong ang linguists? Anyone? Anybody who would like to answer? O ayan na yung ating mga hindi nakapagsagot kayo na, it's your time to shine. So I have just said that as we go along, with the study of the past or the history, so marami ng mga disciplines ang na-integrate. Andyan yung linguists, archaeologists, and biochemists. Now, ano yung naging contribution ng linguists sa pag-aaral ng history? What is the contribution of linguists in terms of studying history? Anybody? Andiyan yung ating StreamYard. Sa anong paraan nakatulong yung mga linguists? Anyone? Pag alam yung sagot, just click the link that I have here. Sa anong paraan nakatulong ang mga linguists? So nobody? So the role of linguists in studying history is that they were the ones who trace historical evolution, past connection among different groups, and flow of cultural influence by studying the language. From the word itself, linguist, we all know that linguists, they are the ones who study literature, they study language. So, for example, alibata, di ba? That was yan yung alpabeto natin sinunang panahon pa. So that's it. That's part of their study. What else? The symbols, yung mga simbolo, di ba? As we observe, minsan may mga symbols na nakasulat sa mga kuweba. So it's the role of the linguist to interpret the meaning of these symbols. So yan yung nagiging ambag ng mga linguists in studying history. So about biochemists. So through DNA test, no? Pag-aaralan yung DNA test ng isang labi or ng isang pedifusel. Then archaeologist naman is what? What is their contribution? They study history by what? Studying the artifacts. You know? Yung mga naiwang sinaunang kagamitan ng mga sinaunang Pilipino. So that's it. That's the contribution of archaeologists. So walang tanong. Okay, maglagay ako ng StreamYard dito. Pag may tanong, pwede nyo i-click. Any questions? So there's none. Okay, proceed. Anyway, you can ask me anytime naman. May group chat naman tayo for your clarification. Okay. So now, moving on. We are now on our lesson 1.2. 1.2 na tayo ngayon. Please bear with me. Then yung iba kapag medyo mahina yung internet connection, anyway, I sent you the readings. Send ko ng readings sa inyong group chat. And you can also watch this, no? Kasi ito naka-record man to siya, so you could still watch this. Kung na-miss nyo ngayon, so inform others kasi 51 lang tayo. Supposedly, you are 150, 200. 200 yata kayo lahat or 250. But we can understand that kasi yung iba walang signal, no? Kasi itong ginagawa natin ngayon, it's an alternative lang sa module. Since wala pa yung module natin. Moving on, we are now on the questions and issues in history. In this part of the lesson, we will be unfolding the questions or we'll be answering questions, no? Or uncertainties. Kasi nga, as what I have said, di ba? In readings in Philippine history, we are here to validate, to analyze yung mga written documents to prove that this phenomenon really took place in the past. Kasi nga, may mga historian nagsabi na itong bagay na ito hindi nangyari, hindi totoo yung mga national hero, di ba? Maraming ganun na mga issue. So we will unfold them as we go along these readings in Philippine history. So, indeed, history as a discipline has already turned into a complex and dynamic inquiry. So, naging complex na ngayon, di ba? Based on the definition itself, di ba dati, it's simply study about the past. But as we go along, it already integrated the experience of the people, of the Filipinos. So naging broad na yung, or naging complex na yung pag-aaral ng history. This dynamism inevitably produced various perspectives on the disciplines regarding different questions like, what is history? No? Why study history? So ito na yung mga lumabas sa mga katanungan. Why do we need to study history? Anyone? Ano yung kahalagahan ng pag-aaral ng history? What do you think is the importance in studying Philippine history? As a student, anyone who would like to answer? What do you think is the importance of studying history? Ano yung kahalagahan ng pag-aaral ng history? Okay, ito try natin. Crystal Jade. Crystal Jade, would you like to say something?
Sir, what your question, sir? Ano po yung
What is the importance of studying history? As a student, what is the importance of studying history? Para sa'yo, kaya talaga ng pag-aaral ng history?
Ang kalagahan sa pag-aaral ng pag-aaral is to know the facts and we can share about us and facts about natin, sir. Like mga important facts and details that we conduct in a past, sir.
Oh yes, that's good to know the facts kasi nga, di ba, we are now in the new generation kasi hindi naman lahat. Hindi ba kayo pinanganak nung nangyari yung World War, yung pananakop ng mga Spanish. So, you're from what section? Crystal, anong section ka?
Section 1, base cream 1F, sir.
Okay, finally, may representative ng 1F. Okay, from 1F.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your idea, Flores. Crystal J.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Some more? Baka may gusto pang mag-share? Aside from knowing the facts daw in the past, according to Crystal Jade Flores, what else? Ano yung kalagahan ng history ito? Si Gusyo, I will add you. Okay. Yes, si Gusyo?
Sir, ano nga ulit yung question, sir?
For you, what is the importance of studying about history? Or anong kalagahan ng pag-aaral ng history as a student or as a Filipino youth?
To know the past, sir.
To know the facts? Some more. Sinabi na yun ni Kwan, ni
The
Flores.
past, sir. Past.
The past. Ano pa? What's about the past na gusto mong alamin?
Like,
Can you elaborate more?
sa mga ninuno natin, sir, na mga... Wait lang, sir. Iba kasi yung nabutan ko na question, sir, kanina. Yung about sana sa linguistic. Late na ako nakapasok.
Sige, anong kalagahan ng pag-aaral ng history para sa iyo? Ano kaya may tutulong nito sa iyo as a student of this generation?
To know about the past, sir, and enhance your knowledge about the past, so we can share it to others, sir.
Yes, by sharing it to others, no? Na especially those who are not aware of the happenings. Kasi hindi naman lahat nag-aaral, no? Kasi most of the time, we
Yes.
learn about history through what? From school. Kasi kapag hindi ka nakapag-aaral, very limited yung knowledge natin about history. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng parents natin, they exist in the past, di ba? Then may mga lola tayo, how sure we are na na-transfer yung knowledge. Kasi, yun nga, no? We are in this 21st century. Okay, thank you so much, Sigusyo. You are from 1F din, no? Say 1F.
Oh, sir. 1F, sir.
Okay, last one, lasta. What is the importance of studying history as a student?
At para sa akin, sir, ang pinakamahalagang kung bakit pinag-aaralan natin ang history para malaman natin kung anong nangyari sa past at kung papaano naging malaya ang Pilipinas at kung paano pinaglaban ng mga bayani natin ang ating wikang pambansa, sir.
Okay, very well said, no? Very well said. And from what section ka, lasta?
B Scream B, sir. 1B.
1B, lasta.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very substantial yung sagot ni lasta, no? So, if we learn if we know the things that being, done by our national heroes, so at this generation, we could come up with appreciation, no? Ma-appreciate natin yung ginawang effort ng ating mga forefathers, ng ating mga national heroes, tama ka, no? To have our freedom, karoon tayo ng kalayaan because of them. So, I hope everybody could appreciate them. Na-appreciate mo ba, lasta, yung ginawa ng ating mga bayani?
Yes, sir.
So, paano mo pakita
Yes,
yung
sir.
appreciation mo ngayon? How can you show your appreciation? Sa anong bagay mo magagawa? Through what?
One, sir. Tularan yung ginawa nila, sir.
Tularan talaga? In your simple
Yes,
ways. So, kung nagpakamatay sila para sa bayan, pakamatay ka din. In your simple ways, paano mo magagawa yun? I mean, a way of appreciating what they have done, their deeds in the past. Paano, lasta? Ano gawin
Hindi
mo
ko alam.
yun sa sige. Thank you, lasta. Iba naman tawagin natin. Okay,
Sige, sir.
Red. Si Balyaras, kasi kanina pa siya. Balyaras, paano mo mapapakita yung appreciation mo sa ginawa ng ating mga national heroes, ancestors, forefathers in the past, in today's generation?
To sir, appreciate their ma-appreciate yung mga nila, sir, mga ginawa nila sa atin.
True about appreciating, pero in what way will you show your appreciation? We've been talking about appreciation. But how can you do it?
Giving testimonies to their life, sir, ikwento sa mga anak mo or sa young generation or sa magiging apo mo, ganun po.
Ngayon ba? Paano? Anong mga actuation ang gagawin ng isang estudyante to show appreciation? Maraming bagay kay as a student. Tulad ng ano?
Kagaya ng ano sir, yung i-love yung mga ginawa nila sir. Or yung kagaya kay Dr.
I-review?
Rosales, mga ginawa niya ng mga books, mga sulat, ganun sir.
Okay, i-review. Okay. So gusto ko pa ng ibang sagot. Hindi pa ako impressed. May nahanap akong sagot. As a student, anong section ka, Balyaras?
Balyaris sir!
Balyares. Balyaras, ano talaga eh. Balyares pala yan, AE. Anong section?
Cream 1D sir, 1D.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone, gusto ko makuha ng tumpak talaga. Paano mo makita yung appreciation mo in today's generation? Gusto kong malaman, Balyaras. Bilang mag-aaral, how can you show your appreciation that you value the efforts that being made by these national heroes? Okay, Jefferson, it's your turn to shine.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Okay.
Makikita natin ang appreciation ng ating mga bayani na yung mag-awit ng sir. Lupang inirang.
Yes,
Ayusin na.
yes. Awit lang ba? You simply singing, but you sing it what?
Sing graceful, sir. Graceful.
Or, ano mo? Graceful talaga? At isa po, di ba? Sing it wholeheartedly, religiously.
Opo. Yes, sir.
But you have point. Anong section ka, Jefferson?
Best cream 1E po, sir.
Yes, cream.
1E po.
1D?
1E. 1E po, 1E. Elephant. Opo.
Your last name is?
Tolbanos po, sir.
Tolbanos.
Opo.
Okay, very good. At least may nakasagot. So that's what I want. Kasi nga, di ba? Yung flag natin, pahalagan, yung pag-awit ng nira. Baka kapag nagkanda kayo ng ceremony ng school nyo, yung iba, nag-sismisan.
Opo, sir.
Because you know, singing it wholeheartedly, that will show how patriotic you are. It's about patriotism. And, di ba, masyadong simple ang patriotic. Masyadong simple, but it will really show how proud you are and how you appreciate.
Proud.
Yes.
Yes, proud being a Filipino and appreciate ang mga national heroes.
For example, yung flag natin ginagamit sa mga bagay na hindi kaya-aya. Yung flag natin, ginagawang trapo. Ano dyan, diba? It's a big no. Kasi nga, in that way, then makita yung pagiging patriotic natin and a way of being what?
Respect, sir.
Yes. Very good. So, move on na tayo. Thank you. Yung iba, abang-abang ako sa mga other question. Yes. So, that's it. Now, why do we need to study history? Kasi nga yun, to appreciate, to know what happened in the past, to unfold the secrets, ganon. And as a student of today's generation, dapat pahalagahan, i-appreciate natin yun, tulad ng pag-awit mula sa puso, di ba? That's a simple way you can do. Wala na kayong ibang magagawa pa. And, yun, be a good citizen of our country, be a good student, di ba? With that, you appreciate the things that being done by our ancestor, di ba? We are now enjoying our freedom. Kasi yung iba, inaabuso na yung freedom, no? Yung freedom of speech, grabe na. So dapat still pa rin, no? We should know the limit. We should obey. We should abide the laws of our country. No? Dapat maging tayo abiding citizen. Okay. History for whom? No? It's of course, basically, readings in Philippine history, you are actually the recipients of this, no? Because you belong in this generation. So through this, you can unfold the secrets in the past. Okay. Now, these questions can be answered by historiography. So we'll be knowing what is historiography. So in simple terms, historiography is, please read your handouts. May handouts akong sinensing. Historiography is the history of history. What do you mean by this? History of history. So talking about history and history and historiography should not be confused with each other. The historiographies or the former's object of study is the past, the events that happened in the past, and the causes of such event. So, historiography is about deepening, no? Medyo malalim na pag-aaral ng history. Like, the causes of such events. So, bakit nagkaroon? So, for example, ang historiography ngayon is masyadong deepen na pag-aaral ng history, no? Hindi lang siya simply about the past, but what causes it? Ano yung mga dahilan bakit nagkaroon ng revolution? Siyempre, gusto ng Pilipino magkaroon ng kalayaan, kaya nagkaroon ng revolution. Bakit nagkaroon ng World War? Diba? Bakit nagkaroon ng KKK, samahang KKK? Because of some reasons. Yes. Like, how was a certain historical text written? Paano sinulat ang mga history? Dumaan ba ito sa internal and external analysis? And who wrote it? Sino ang sumulat ng mga history na yon? Are they reliable? Tama ba yung mga sinulat nila or mali? Or, what was the context of its publication? So we all know that there are lots of Filipino heroes or writers. Isa na niyan si Rizal. Ang daming mga national heroes na naging writer. Sila yung sumulat sa pag-aaral ng history. That's why we are so thankful today because of them. So ayan, no? We have these readings in Philippine history. We have this Philippine history. Alam natin yung mga dates. Nalaman natin na 330 years na nagiging alila ang mga Pilipino, naging biktima ng colonization. So, through the efforts of this historian, the writers. So, historiography lets the students have a better understanding of history. So, dito, tinutulungan kayo ng historiography para malalim. Mas magkaroon pa kayo ng better understanding about history. Hindi lang siya simply about the past. But, ano yung mga naging dahilan kung bakit nangyari yung mga war, yung mga conflicts, bakit may nagkaroon ng revolution. So, yun ang naging purpose ng historiography to help you have better understanding. No? Para maging malalim pa yung pag-unawa natin sa history. They do not only get to learn historical facts, but they are also provided with understanding of the facts and the historian's context. So dito, i-analyze through sa tulong ng mga historiography. Pag-aralan dito yung mga context, yung mga nilalaman ng mga sinulat ng mga bayani, ng mga sinaunang tao, ng mga historians natin. So with that, we can analyze these documents. Whether it is primary or secondary source ba, are they reliable or not? So it's more on deepening of studying history. The methods employed by the historian and the theory of perspective which guided them will also be analyzed. Kung ano yung method ang ginamit nila. And we also dealing with the theory, the perspective. So meron diyang positivism, the post-colonialism, we'll be knowing about that, the different perspectives of these historians or these writers. Because in readings in Philippine history, what differs in the subject, what differs from other history subjects is that this subject is more on analysis, no? Analysis of facts, analysis of documents, no, na ginamit to prove that these things really happen. So yun yung naging role ng historiography. So sa pamamagitan ng historiography, natutulungan yung mga estudyante na alamin, malaman, para to have better understanding. Munawaan talaga yung pag-aaral ng history. Historiography is important for someone who studies history because it teaches the students to be critical in the lessons of history presented to him. Now, through the help of historiography, you will be critical thinker. Ibig sabihin, when we think critically, ano ito? It's under the what HOTS, no? This is under higher order thinking skills, no? It's more on analysis. So ito yung nagiging role ng historiography. Para yung mga estudyante, we have to think critically. Hindi lang yung maybe external aspect ng isang document yung criticize natin, but also the internal, the context, no? That's the role of historiography. Tinuturoan tayo maging critical thinker, to think critically, to think with hearts, hindi puro literal, no? Like analyzing the events, analyzing the issues, analyzing what causes those revolution, those war. So yun ang naging tulong ng historiography. So yun ha, again, the difference between history and historiography. When we talk about history, it's simply studies about the past event. But historiography, it's more on critical analysis. It's more on, it will teach students to think critically, to have better understanding about history, like what causes the war, what else, what are the methods used. So, ito yung ginagawa ng historiography, i-criticize talaga yung mga context, yung mga facts na ginamit. History has played various roles in the past. States use history to unite a nation. So, naging part ito or naging way ito para i-unite isang nation. It can be used as a tool to legitimize regimes and forge a sense of collective identity through collective memory. Lessons from the past can be used to make sense of the present. So ito na yung sinabi ko kanina, no? Through studying in the past, we can unfold or we'll know ano yung kinalaman ng past sa buhay natin ngayon. It's a connection from the past and the present. Learning of the past mistakes can help people not to repeat them. Of course, it's also about learning the past mistakes. Di ba minsan, bakit kayo naghiwalay? Nung nalaman mo yung pagkakamali mo, so gagawin mo pa ba in the second time? Siyempre hindi na, di ba? Pero pag yung isang pagkakamali is na ulit, hindi na yun pagkakamali. Dapat hindi na yun i-tolerate, no? May something wrong na sa'yo. So that's it, no? So kung ano yung mga pagkakamali ng mga sinaunang tao, bakit sila natalo or bakit sila napaslang. So it's a big lesson to us today, no? And those things will serve as our guiding stars. So alam natin hindi yun maganda na ginawa or naging martir yung mga Pilipino sa mga panahon, dapat ngayon hindi na. Pag bumagsak ka nung last year, dapat ngayon alam mo nang gagawin mo. Maybe yung mga ginawa mo dati hindi effective. So dapat palitan mo na ngayon ng bagong strategy. So that's it, no? We can learn from the past. We can learn from our mistakes, di ba? Kaya nga, experience is the best teacher. So it's about learning about the past and connect it with the present. Being reminded of a great past can inspire people to keep their good practices to move forward. Another thing is, when we are reminded with our past, no, especially kapag we remember the good things na nangyari, yung na masyal kayo noon, last year, yung naging masaya kayo, di ba? Sometimes it will inspire us, no? And it will inspire us to strive more, no? To do our, for example, dati, you could still remember na top-notcher ka. So, somehow, if we look back on that, di ba minsan sa Facebook, di ba may throwback memories? So, minsan may mga memories na mapasmile ka, then may mga memories naman, ouch, sakit, di ba? So, gano'n, no? There are two ways, no? Positive and negative cause or effect yung looking back in the past. Minsan naging happy tayo, minsan we learn from it, and minsan it inspires us. Depende na ito sa atin, or it depends upon us how are we going to deal with this situation. Now we have this positivism. Positivism is the school of thought that emerged between the 18th and 19th century. This thought requires empirical and observable evidence before one can claim that a particular knowledge is true. Yan. Ito na isa ngayon na school ang positivism sa pag-analyze o pag-criticize ng mga document na ginamit to prove that this phenomenon is true or not. Are they fake news? Are they hoax? Or they are really true? So, nagkakatulong yung positivism, the school of thought, to analyze or to interpret these documents, to assess. Positivism also entails an objective means of arriving at a conclusion. In the discipline of history, the mantra, no document, no history, stems from this very same truth, where historians were required to show written primary documents in order to write a particular historical narrative. Positivist historians are also expected to be objective and impartial, not just in their arguments, but also in their conduct of historical research. Now, the approach of positivism is same as with the mantra, no? No document, no history. They are really meticulous with the document. So it entails that objective means of arriving at a conclusion. In the discipline of history, the mantra, yes, that's true. So in positivism, you really have to show written documents, written primary documents. Kasi nga, pag walang written or primary written documents, hindi mabavalidate yung iyong claims, yung iyong assertion. For example, you in your place, sabi mo ngayon na yung ninuno mo is sila yung founder, yung lolo mo ay isang bayani or siya yung naging dahilan bakit nagkaroon ng kalayaan ng lugar. So, how can you prove it? Do you have any proofs? Do you have any written documents? So, yun yung tinitingnan ng positivism, no? They are more on written documents. So, positivist historians are also expected to be objective. So, objective talaga sila, no? They are not biased, but they rely on the facts. O, objective in the sense that wala silang pinapanigan, no? Kung ano yung ebidensya na mapakita, so yun ang totoo. Pag wala. So walang pabor-pabor. No bias. And they are not just in their arguments, but also on their conduct of historical. So hindi lang sila nagiging fair in terms of collecting or in arguments. Pero they are fair in terms of conducting historical research. So mga positivism, they conduct historical research. Bakit sila nag-conduct ng historical research? So ito na nga, no? To investigate, to have better understanding, to assess, to analyze. Dahil ang mga positivism nga, they believe they are quite realist, no? Pag walang document, walang history. Kaya nag-conduct sila ng historical research. So ano bang ginagawa sa research? Of course, you gather data, you analyze data, you find reliable people to answer your questions. So yun ang ginagawa ng positivism. They conduct historical research para ma-prove na totoo yung pangyayaring ito or hindi. Totoo ba na bayan? Totoo ba na nakapunta si Rizal sa iba't ibang bansa? Totoo ba na polyglot si Rizal? Totoo bang sa Dapitan napunta si Rizal? There are many things. Totoo bang napunta si Magellan sa Cebu, sa Mactan, di ba? Totoo bang si Lapu-Lapu yung pumaslang kay Magellan, di ba? So ngayon, mapuprobe ito ng mga positivist or ng school of positivism through historical research. So don't worry, pag in your subject in contemporary world, sa second year na kayo, so magkaroon kayo ng research. So you can have your research subject. So any questions about positivism? Anyone? Again, let me remind you, no, kapag ang activity is, for example, yung Venn diagram, take note, students, hindi na kayo high school. You are already in college and you are in the university. Huwag kopyahin. For example, I gave you the reading materials, then yung iba, gikopya lang. Then yung iba naman, kumopya sa internet. Halata masyado. Use your own words. You are allowed to surf the net to get idea, to have better understanding about the subject matter, about the question. But it doesn't mean na you're going to copy everything. Kasi wala, sana yung effort nyo. You analyze. No, here in history, we'll be more on analyzing, analysis. We are more on critical thinking skills. So how can we develop, how can we hone your critical thinking skills kung dyan pa lang? Diba? Kinukuha nyo yung idea ng iba. Use your own idea but rely. Parang naging sample na yung if you have readings from internet, just use it as your what? As your reading materials. Huwag kopyahin, no? I'm very particular of that. Then yung iba nakita ko pare-pareha yung sagot. Syempre, isang site lang yung kinuha ng sagot. Especially yung about the comparison between Latin and Greek. So, ang ibig sabihin doon is, i-analyze nyo kung paano i-define ng Greek ang history and paano i-define ng Latin. O may tanong yata si Justin. O may tanong ka, Justin?
Sir, yung ano sir, yung ano yun? Yung sa history at historiography, sir. Ano yun ulit, sir? Hindi ko nagputol-putol yung kasi kanina eh.
Historiography, the role of, kasi earlier, we differentiate yung kaibahan ng history and historiography. So, ang purpose ng historiography ngayon is to teach students to have better understanding. Kumbaga, nagiging malalim na yung pag-aaral ng historiography. Tinuturuan kayo ng mga estudyante na i-analyze yung pag-aaral ng history. Kasi kapag history lang, di ba, simple pag-aaral lang ng nakaraan or past. But historiography, tinuturuan kayo kung bakit ano yung nagiging dahilan. Ano yung mga problem, ano yung mga pangyayari na nangyari na dapat i-analyze. Bakit nagkaroon ng war? Di ba? It's more on why. Kapag why, it's HOTS, higher order thinking skills. Dahil HOTS ang question or ang scenario, you are what? You are obliged to think critically. Use your intellect. So, yun ang historiography.
Okay.
And andun na sa reading materials natin. Ha? Okay na ba? Naintindihan?
Okay na sir, yan sir.
Anyway, ang historiography sa history kasi, parang magkapatid yan sila. Kaya yun, gidefine natin. Baga, simple lang history. Ang historiography, palalim na pag-aaral ng history. Yun na nga. Kung ano yung mga naging dahilan. Okay. Okay na?
Okay sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So, see to it that may tanong, Roel?
Wala po, sir.
Wala.
Wala.
Okay. So, yung iba na wala, pwede nyo balikan yung discussion natin, yung mga latecomers dito, no? Pwede nyo balikan mamaya, pwede kayo manood. Umaga, bukas, para clear. So again, since nakapagbigay tayo or we're done with our lesson 1.2, of course, expected, magbibigay naman ako ng activity mamayang gabi. Okay? Keep in touch lang tayo sa ating group chat. Pag may tanong, feel free to ask question. So again, today, just to have a summary of the discussion, we discussed about historiography and positivism, the school of thought, which is positivism. Again, you can still submit your assignment or your activity until 5. Please, wag mag-chismis sa ating group chat na outputs. Pwede kayo mag-chismis sa group chat natin na isa, but hindi doon sa outputs. Kasi nga, that group chat is intended for submission of all your documents. So I guess no more question. So, goodbye everybody. Thank you for being here. If you missed something, you missed some part of this discussion, just watch it again. And please tell others na they will visit this live stream. So, Mary Ann Retardo, hindi ka na-add. Anong section ka? So, magkuha ka lang sa group chat. May group chat yan sila. Magsali ka lang para ma-add ka nila. Or i-PM mo kung Mary Ann Retardo para ma-add kita. PM mo ako mamaya. So, goodbye everyone. See you next meeting. God bless. Have a great day. Okay, God bless everybody. And I will be sending your next output. Don't worry sa output natin. Medyo 1 week naman ang submission, no? 1 week or 5 days. Thank you. God bless and goodbye.